Hello, Masters. So today we are continuing with our topic of placebo. Today is the fourth part of it. There will be one more. And today you will see how it really, works and how we can make it useful for us. So we'll recap what we have talked about in some of the previous sessions so that you can connect in case you're joining for the first time. And then we will continue the topic with the part for today. So placebo is something which is positive, which is helping you, which will give you some benefit. Now, it could be anything. It could be a pen, it could be one of your clothes, it could be your a piece of stone with you, but if you feel that is your lucky stone, it becomes your placebo. Generally in pharma or medical industry, the placebos could be anything like a sugar pill, it could be like saline water, and then they say that, this is a new medicine. So they are creating that link with anything with a positive thought. Now, nocebo is right the opposite. That means it is something that you have negative connection, means negative linking, that if I use this or if I do this, it will have some harmful effect. So if we take the same example, and if you have a feeling that whenever I write an exam with this pen, I'm always getting low marks, so now it's a nocebo. Nothing wrong, it's a pen, but somehow you have in your mind that if I use this, it will harm me in terms of whatever the outcome is. So this becomes nocebo. So you have to be aware, because where placebo is helping you, nocebo is pulling you down. One key factors, if we see between different kind of people, is whether you are an optimist or you are pessimist. Various studies with high, it's not just 10, 20, but up to 600, 800 people in the study have seen that how optimist, people who have positive feeling, positive outcome, expectation, do much better than pessimist people going through the same treatment. The factor is your attitude. So they saw that your attitude, whether positive or negative, has more impact, more influence on the outcome than whether you have high or low cholesterol, whether you smoke or not, or drink or not, whether you exercise or not. Certainly these factors are important, but bigger influence come from your attitude. For placebo, there are three factors: conditioning, expectation, and assigning a meaning. So once you repeat anything, you become conditioned to that. You take a pill, you take again, it worked, again it worked. Now the body is conditioned. You know that whenever I take this pill, it will help me. Expectation is somebody assigns, somebody tells that, hey, this is from a very highly reputed institute or pharma company that is everybody's talking about. So the expectation is high. Someone says, oh, this is very costly medicine that I am taking. So people expect costly must be good. So one way or the other, you have that feeling of expectation attached to it. And then assigning meaning, if you can have really assigned meaning that, yes, you have a clear intention, elevated emotion, or whichever way you have that, okay, this is how it's gonna work. If someone tells you, you're doing this, automatically you're gonna get this benefit. Now there is a meaning assigned to it. To really get the benefit means whatever outcome you are expecting, it's like changing the side, going to the other side of the river. Now you don't know swimming, it's peak rainy season, the river is flowing in full flow. You are really afraid that if I even step in, I'm gonna drown. So we don't have to be, working hard. You have to work smart in the sense, in the real life, all we are doing is in these kind of situations, you are looking for a bridge to go from point A to point B. The idea is not to, fight against the flow in the river. You just take the bridge. And what is the bridge? What is that mechanism? And that we will talk about in the subsequent. Of course, meditation is always there. But to change, you need to do three things: the body, the environment, and the time. That means you have to be stronger than the body. Your body will pull you. No, let's leave it. We'll do next time. The environment will be such that you will be blaming, oh, my colleagues, weather, traffic. You have to be stronger than that. And the time. Somebody said or did something to you 10 years ago and you are still angry. Let go. Forgive. Move forward. So the idea is, how can I be my own placebo? Is it possible? Can my thoughts and intention and my future, can they be linked? Because if I can become my own placebo, I can achieve anything in life without any allopathy, without any medicine. So for this, we have to remember that most of the time we are in our conscious mind, and we have to go to subconscious mind in order to make changes to our habits, to our whatever, liking, disliking, who we are, because it's formed, the network and everything, habits are formed in your subconscious mind right from your childhood stage. Now, to change, to make this happen, what you have to do? You have to accept the process. You have to believe in it and then surrender. If you don't do that, if you do something with a doubt in mind that I'm doing this, somebody suggested to me, but I'm not sure if it will help me or not, well, then it will not give you the full benefit. So you have to accept, then believe and surrender. Now, if we continue on this topic, there is one key factor which impacts placebo, and it's important to understand. Why? Because think of it. What is a placebo? Placebo, I'm saying I can imagine anything of my benefit. I can say my pen, this is my lucky pen. How can it become lucky? How can it influence me? It seems weird. So we have to understand how all this really function, how it works scientifically. So observer effect is one factor that if we understand, initially it seems impossible. So what is an observer effect? Observer effect is based on that the physical matter cannot exist until we observe it. Only when you are observing it, it exists. That means it needs our attention. If it exists in physical world only when we are observing it, so what's happening to the rest of the time? Well, the matter is constantly transforming, kind of oscillating between the matter and energy. So it transforms into energy and then comes back as matter. Energy you cannot see with your naked eyes. So for us, it appears it is transforming between matter and energy because it is changing the form, physical form versus energetic form. Now, there was an experiment done, and the gunshot means the laser beam was shot between the two openings, two slits. And the expectation was that, okay, this laser shot means the electron will go and then we will see bands, because two openings means there will be two sets of bands. But the result was different, and the experimenter was surprised when they saw multiple bands because there was overlapping of energy. But when they were looking at it, when they were, watching the experiment, they only saw two bands. Because at that time, when you observe, it was behaving like a matter. And when no one is observing, it was behaving like energy. And energy, the way the bands are energy bands, they were overlapping. And that's why they saw multiple images on the screen, like on the left image. And on the right, you see only two bands because at that time, the experimenter was observing. So it happens at roughly just under 8. It's about 7.8 times per second. That when we are talking about an atom, the smallest unit, and then within atom you have electron, proton, neutron. So the electron, which is short, electron is switching between being physical and energy 7.8 times per second. You can imagine the frequency. And that is why you see either interference, means multiple bands, or only two if it is physical or energetic form. So if a particular future event that you want to experience in your life, and that's what you see that, okay, you have to trust, you have to believe that it exists somewhere in the quantum field, which is beyond time and space, that we covered in another session before in quantum physics, if you recall. So any event that you are expecting, you have to trust, imagine that it exists. All you have to do is pull it towards you, means draw the event towards you, just waiting for you to observe it. How do you gonna observe it? You have to imagine, you have to manifest, you have to, the way we say visualization, that's all it is. So there cannot be anything simpler than that you manifest and visualize. Because what happens here, when we are talking about this whole quantum world, because now you're going much smaller than the atomic level. And this is where this whole energy transformation, like we talked about, electron, is taking place. So focus on what you want. Don't worry about what you do not want. Most of the time, most of us are stuck with what we do not want. And then we wonder why we are drawing more and more of that in our life. So what you do when you're focused on what you want is you are really affecting the matter with your attention, with observation. And because this concept of energy in the quantum level, the smallest level, you are impacting that by your thoughts, which is now positive, and your attention observation means your visualization is impacting that, means it is helping you. So the faster the atom vibrates, the greater the energy in the frequency it emits. It's like, speed of a car. If you got a fast car, you can travel faster. A very slow one will take you there, but it will take a lot of time. So consider something like this. Your vibration, which is nothing but frequency energy, is linked to the fact that if that emotion is a elevated emotion or a negative, means low level energy emotion. If you are stuck in greed, jealousy and all that, it's a very low level emotion, negative emotions. That means because the vibration energy is low, it cannot help you as much as if you have positive elevated emotion like true love, oneness. That has much higher energy and it will give you result much, much faster. So slower energy, they're spending more time in the material world, and that's where you do not see your wish getting fulfilled, your formations coming to your life, and you wonder, well, what's happening? Because if you are stuck with the negative thoughts, you're not constantly maintaining positive thoughts, it will take more time. So when you really trust, you believe in whatever concept or perception about yourself, your life, you're actually increasing the energy of every atom and molecules in your physical body. So you are amplifying your overall energy. Because now the story that you believe about you is changing. For example, some people, they got stuck, when they are depressed, when they have very low level energy. Why? Because they think, oh, everybody's telling me I'm no good, I don't look good, or I'm not good in math, or I'm not good in music, or I'm not good in sports, or I don't know how to cook, or whatever that may be. When you believe those stories that you are no good, your energy will be very low. And it will take a lot of time to manifest anything. Because low-level energies cannot draw the event in your life faster. So what we do? Change your thoughts, which changes the frequency energy. And by changing the energy, make it positive, elevated emotion, increase the energy, and now you are drawing the event in your life much faster. And that is why when we talk about, the gratitude, true love, all those things, these are very powerful, high-level energy-based emotions. You increase, this energy of every atom and molecule in your body, you are increasing the overall energy, which we say consciousness, which is nothing but in another way of looking the overall energy in your body. When you increase your energy, the physical world changes much faster. Because energy is a very fast mechanism compared to mechanical. So let's look at this way. When you have more matter, less energy, that means, a much slower system. I'm behaving like matter less as energy means I'm having lots of negative or low-level emotions. Every day I'm thinking, well, nothing good can happen to me. I will never be successful. All those negative stories about me that I'm thinking about myself, it is keeping my energy very low. I'm behaving like a particle. But the moment I increase my energy, now I'm behaving less like a particle and more as energy. Now, we just talked about that. Roughly 7.8 times per second, the electrons can transform between energy and physical form. And this gives you capability of increasing your energy. So rather than survival emotions, negative that, oh, I'm no good, low self-esteem, and you have negative story that my life is no good, I'm not happy, nobody loves me. If you change those emotions to creative ones, just the opposite, say everybody loves me, there is a purpose in my life, whether for myself, to the society in general or otherwise, yeah, I'm contributing, I'm doing good, everybody loves me, or I have, this is skill which I'm good at. And you are not worried about what you do not have. You're focused on what you have. Focused on that one thing that you do extremely well, rather than that 5 thing that someone else has, but you don't. So what happens? From physical body, we travel more towards energy body. That means you are behaving more as energy. What happens? Your survival emotion changes to creative emotion, elevated emotions. And hence, you will see the frequency is increasing. That means the energy is increasing. This is the simple mechanism how affirmation visualization works. How with meditation, you can change your thoughts, you can work on the patterns, and then you can change the energy in your body. Now, why changing energy is so important? Changing energy is important because when a person accepts and believes in any known remedy, known thing that you are, willing, you would like, whatever, and then surrender to the outcome without overanalyzing it, without worrying how it will come in my life, when it will come in my life, happen or not happen. No. Just trust, surrender. So, when you are trying to create from immaterial world of thoughts and make that unknown possibility a new reality using quantum model. So what it means, the state of being, acting as independent of matter. You're not stuck as a matter. Now you're more as energy. So you are getting your thoughts, which is increasing, because these are positive thoughts, elevated emotion, they are increasing your energy. And quantum model is, which is even much smaller than this atomic model. So you are now changing from inside without any medicine, without any allopathic drug or anything. Just by thoughts alone. Why it's so critical? Because most changes, they start with simple process of something outside of us influencing our inner world. Say, for example, weather. You're driving, weather is bad, and now you are stuck in traffic, you are late. Now you are upset, you are angry, you are agitated, you reach office and you are behaving, really grumpy or bad with others. Why? Because you are late, you don't like to be late. That's outer world changing inner world. But suppose you can maintain, you do meditation, you can maintain your emotion, you can maintain your higher energies. That means you can manage your thoughts. You can maintain your improved state of high energetic, level. Then your inner world is changing your inner world. That means in spite of having those negative thoughts, negative feelings, frustration, you are able to maintain positive inner world. Thoughts are inner. Your reaction to things is your inner world. And your reaction is much better because you do meditation. So even if you are stuck in a traffic and all, you are behaving much better. That means your inner world is changing your inner world. Different situation, different scenarios in your life is coming, but you are still calm and handling it gracefully. So your inner world is influencing your inner world, means helping you. If it was negative, it would have been just the opposite. But here we are talking about placebo, the positive part. So inner world is helping to maintain the inner world. And because you are maintaining your inner world, what's happening? Your reaction means the behavior is different. So what will happen? In spite of, say, challenges at workplace, you are cool, you are calm, you are helping your team. So what will happen? Your team will appreciate you over and over, again and again. When you help your neighbors, when you help your, in general, people around you, your outer world is changing now. Why? Everybody loves you, everybody appreciates you, everybody has same kind of positivity. Because you are positive, you are helping, you are a role model, your outer world, the way the people react or, kind of behave with you is changing now because you are so positive that they are positive. If we reverse it, weather is bad, you are behaving like a cranky, crazy person, you are driving like crazy, you reach work, you are late, now you are blasting, you are taking your anger on others, then what will happen? Your outer world has influenced your inner world. When you are angry, when you are upset, does not matter even if you are the boss, you are hurting yourself because you are angry. Anger is negative emotion, can never give you good health. Your cortisol, adrenaline is high, which is stress. And because your inner world has stressed you out, what will do? Excess of all these stress factors will lower your health, means it will hurt your health. And when your health is no good, what will happen? The way you react is changing. As we said, if you are just taking your frustration out on others, then what will happen? People around you will also become negative. Why? If you are always yelling, they will yell back at you. So overall, what will happen both ways is just yelling, yelling, yelling means negative word. So you see how your thoughts can really change the outer world. So your inner thoughts is impacting your outer. But before that, you have to remember this sequence. That means work with your thought, work with your emotion, and your outer world will change. Because most of the time we say, oh, it's not me, my colleagues. Trust me, your colleagues will also change once you start changing. So what you have to do, become pure consciousness. Because when matter is trying to change matter, it's hardly work because it is so slow, very low energy. So all you have to do is you have to go beyond yourself, your identity. You know what we call your ego? You have to go beyond that. Don't think I'm the boss, I have so much property, I have this, that. You have to overcome that. Imagine you are no one, nothing, nobody. You are at no place, no time, just you are in between pure energy. Your consciousness, your energy level, based on your internal thoughts. Your energy, based on your high thoughts, which are basically elevated emotion based, you are now influencing the matter. Why? Because your energy is high. When your energy is high, you are now influencing the matter, means you are influencing the outcome in your life. That means the future is in your hand. That means you can influence the future. And this is what we call superhuman, that, oh, wow, I thought of this and it happened. Sometimes we hear about such people. Well, you can become one too. So, key thing is not just a moment or during certain time of the day. You have to slowly and slowly extend this period to throughout the day, that you live in the moment, live in the present moment. And there was one experiment done, because meditation can take you in finding that present moment. And in present moment, it is possible for you to get anything, to reach and to tap that quantum level. So they did one experiment of delta to theta ratio, because this ratio is kind of their indicating the, your ability to maintain your focus, your concentration, or how long can you stay in the present moment. Because all the thoughts from outside, they're bombarded. They are coming. Environmental factors, colleagues, traffic, all things will come. But in spite of that, how you can maintain your positivity, your calmness, that is the key. So you see the arrow on the right, what you see here, this is reflecting that the person seeing some pictures in mind, like your thoughts coming to your mind, you are thinking about something. And when you see the one on the left, that indicate the person is kind of, working on that thought, talking to yourself kind of situation. And what happens after meditation, when you look at the right side image, all green, no red, means you can handle these thoughts, you can handle these chattering much better, much simply, just by your, again, thoughts, your affirmation and all, you can handle it. That means you are not dancing left, right, and center with every new thought coming. You can stay calm and you can avoid these moments or extended period of these excitement, these burst of negative energy, and you can manage yourself, your thoughts, and you can stay in the present moment. The more you stay in the present moment, the more energy you increase. That means your consciousness, your level. The more you increase, easier it is for you to connect to your thought, whatever your wish is, which is your affirmation. The more you connect, the sooner you draw it in your life. So masters, this was Placebo. This is the main crux of it, and next week we will see the final session. Thank you.